Thousands of years ago, the Ainu, a people of non-Japanese stock, were established in large numbers in the northern part of Japan, and eventually they settled down in the island of Hokkaido. At present, the foothills of the Hidaka Mountains along the Saru River are one of the few places in Hokkaido where traditional Ainu life may still be seen. Over the long period of history, their numbers have been steadily reduced, and today the Ainu are dying out. Ainu in their language means men. According to the shamanistic beliefs of this people, the spirit of the deity dwells in everything of nature. The Ainu have no written language. Their every custom, tradition, and common law have been handed down from generation to generation by word of mouth. Their literature consists almost exclusively of narrative poems, commonly sung by the tribal elders. Among these, the Yukar, one of the world's greatest epics, was handed down through the generations from one storyteller to the next. This film was made in the 1930s by a British doctor named Neil Gordon Munro, whose life reached a turning point when he was enchanted by the Ainu and their culture. Dr. Munro later became a naturalized Japanese. The kotan, or village, is the unit of Ainu society. It consists of from 5 to 6 to 30 or 40 households. Chise is the word for an Ainu dwelling. The typical house has only one room. The interior of a chise is also characteristic. The central feature is the hearth, which has certain sacred overtones. Each side of the hearth has a special designation for the host, guests, and others. The east window is of special importance. Termed the window for the deities, it is only used for carrying their treasures in and out on the occasion of a bear festival. The south of the house, a barn or a pu is built. The floor is always raised as a measure against damage from rats and humidity. Research in anthropology and comparative linguistics indicates that the Ainu are an entirely different branch of mankind from the Japanese. They are extremely hairy and strongly built. They have long eyelashes, and the color of their skin is different from that of Japanese. Some scholars regard them as a Caucasoid people, but the racial origin of the Ainu is still veiled in mystery. By custom, Ainu women have their faces tattooed around the mouth before marriage for both cosmetic effect and as a charm against evil influences. But it is many years since these Ainu customs were generally observed. Nowadays, given formal school education by the Japanese government, most Ainu live and think like Japanese. Dr. Munro built a clinic in this village. Through his daily contacts, he learned much about the Ainu and their singular culture. In order to carry water, firewood, and even babies, an Ainu woman uses her back as a rope on her forehead. The Ainu mode of living is peculiarly their own. For untold centuries, they used to hunt bears and deer and catch seals and salmon for food. Their dwellings were made of grass and timber, and the materials for their clothing were the bark of trees. Thus, it was possible for them to be quite self-sufficient. They keep pigs and make use of horses for drawing carts. These domesticated animals of outside introduction are, however, entirely distinct from those which have been thought to be the objects for the ancient animistic faith of the Ainu. Ainu boats are carved out of logs. Boat building is, besides fishing and hunting, a man's job in Ainu society. Once a day, making use of water, Ainu women grind millet seeds. Ainu life is charged with animism. To them, everything that nature offers is an incarnation of supernatural being, a deity. Since the deities are invisible, an Inao is used to serve as a medium for communicating their prayers and petitions to the deities. The Inao, a stick with the top shaved into strips which are allowed to hang down, is considered to be the symbol of a supernatural spirit or a divine place. The manner of shaving the top and the way in which the strips are hung vary according to the deities to be symbolized. A set of several Inaos is called Nusa. These 5 Nusas are: for the deity of earth, for the deity of the forest, for the deity of the owl, for the deity of a big catch, and for the deity for the fresh water. And it is the Nusa for the deity of a big catch that plays an important role in the bear festival. Here, the Nusa is placed at the altar. In the meantime, in the house, their treasures are taken out for this special occasion. The swords or emushi, the pallets or ikubashi, and the sake bowls, which of course derived from the Japanese, are implements essential to the performance of the ceremony. The ritual, called the Bear Festival, Iyomande in their language, is the most important Ainu ceremony of the year. To the uninitiated observer, it seems cruel and gruesome, but to the Ainu, it is a merry annual outdoor festival. By the Ainu, the bear is seen only as a beneficent deity, for every part of the animal is, like a package of plenty, useful to their life. It is believed by the Ainu that this package, or the bear's physical body, is a gift dedicated by the deity to their people. Thus, the Iyomande is regarded as a ceremony in which the deity is separated from the visible package so that he can return to the home country where the other deities live. Here, women are busy making millet dumplings. After the precious lacquerware are filled with sake, the ceremony begins. The head of the family who, for a year, have cared for the bear cub like a member of the family, now says his farewell prayer, meantime pouring sake on the cub. Then, the bear is taken out from the cage. On the snowy ground, the dancing has started in order to send the spirit of the bear back to his home. The song reflects affection and concern. All the Ainu are now zestfully engaged in the ceremony, dancing and singing around the altar, and offering prayers and drinking. Then comes the crucial part of the ritual. The first decorated arrow shot at the sky is to frighten away the evil spirits and to guide the bear safely on his return passage. Arrows are then shot at the bear. His time of parting from the earth is drawing near. As soon as the last arrow is shot into the cub's heart, men seize the bear from the back and strangle him by pressing the neck between two wooden poles. Imitating bears, these men are tumbling around in the snow. Around the altar, dancing and singing continue. The ceremony itself is a present that the Ainu offer to the bear to take home. If the cub is a female, the Ainu decorate her with jewelry around her neck. If a male, a divine sword is presented. Drinking sake together, the men offer prayers at the altar. Children engage in a tug-of-war game by way of fortune-telling. If the boys win, many male bears will be caught, and if the girls win, there'll be a big catch of female bears. Scattering about walnuts is a means of driving out the evil spirits. The butchering of the bear. This part of the ceremony is usually performed in strict secrecy. Because of their friendship for Dr. Munro, they permitted him to photograph the scene only on this occasion. Now, the bear's head is placed at the altar. Elderly persons, in dignified manner, fill large bowls with sake and offer prayers and blessings to the deity of bear. The bear's foster mother also gives her blessings to the spirit of the bear. Hepere, my little bear, you rejoice given such handsome presents. When you return to the country of deities, where your dear father and mother live, give a grand feast with these wonderful presents to your friends and relatives, so that you can live proudly forever and ever. The spirit of the bear, with many offerings and presents, is now brought into the house through the holy window in order that it may enjoy the feast together. With feasting, the festivities continue in the house. The present from the deity, bear's meat, is cooked in a cauldron. People drink, eat, and drink while appreciating the deliciousness of the meat. In the meantime, the spirit of the bear is believed to enjoy itself with the deities in the house. With the thorough participation of all the Ainu, men and women, young and old, the buoyant feast continues unceasingly till the dawn of the third day. On that morning, the skull of the bear is again carried out through the east window and is properly suspended higher from the pole at the altar. Then the last service of the ceremony is performed. Far up the Saru River at its source, the tops of the mountains melt into the clouds. There begins the country of deities where the bear's home lies. Transmitting their worries and torments to the deities, the Ainu pray to their bear deities to bring more meat to them on earth. This is the Iomande, or the Ainu Bear Festival. With the last prayer dedicated to the spirit of the bear for a safe passage home, this strange ritual comes to its end.